This is a way of defining your unique position in the market that may become very clear as you go through the comparison with your competitors. In general, I would not recommend trying to establish your niche as a low-cost provider of commodity products. It is very hard to out-Walmart and their competitors, and any of them have the means to drive you into bankruptcy very quickly. Once again, play to your strengths and where possible, avoid the competition. This is where your strategy really comes into play. Rather than trying to compete head-on, play to your strengths and against their weaknesses. Your niche may consist of a market your competitors either don't want or don't recognize as a viable market. As a small to mid-sized business, choose your promotional approach carefully. Not all customers use or respond to the same promotional media. By understanding the demographics of your market, you have a much better probability of reaching your target customers. Understand what media they use, what your message and image to them needs to be, how often they need to see and hear your message, and what alternatives are available to you. Make sure the media you use is consistent with the image you want to project and the message you want them to hear. Generally, don't waste your money on branding. Spend your time and money on something that sells. Pricing and location depend on what you are selling to what market. If you have carefully selected your niche, price becomes less of a competitive factor because the value you provide to your niche offsets price comparisons. If you are just selling a commodity, price will become a major factor. Location depends primarily on where your target market is. Selling products or services over the internet is one of the big exceptions to this. But even in this market, there may be location factors. Distribution channels applies to more than products. Even for services, you have the opportunity to offer your services through multiple channels. Finally, create your sales forecast. A spreadsheet provides a simple way to do this and to track your actual versus forecast sales. If you have multiple channels, it is also easy to track each channel. The operational aspects of location are different from the sales aspects, especially if you need manufacturing or warehouse facilities. Equipment may range from PCs and printers to kitchen equipment or heavy manufacturing equipment. Consider all the needs of your company, from office equipment to whatever else may be required. People, whether employees or contractors, are critical. They are a differentiating resource for any business. You need to determine how many of each type of labor, skilled, unskilled, and professional, where and how you will find them, the quality of your existing staff, the pay structure, training methods and requirements, who does what, schedules and written procedures, employee and/or job descriptions. Some people choose to hire employees, while others choose to outsource as much as possible. Each has advantages and disadvantages. Processes are another place where you can differentiate your business. Consider how your production techniques and costs, quality control, customer service, inventory control, and product development processes can differentiate you from your competitors. Every business has to deal with a variety of legal issues and credit policies. You may also need to consider product inventory and material supplies. How you manage the day-to-day business may be one of the areas that will make or break your business. Not everyone has the skills and experience or desire to manage a company. Carefully consider who will manage the company and what management approach fits the culture of your company. Family members or friends may or may not be the best choice to run the company. As your organization changes in size, you may need to change your management approach. It is not unusual for management change as a company goes through size transitions, so it is best to plan for them. The skills needed for a startup business are different from those needed for an established ongoing business. Depending on how your company is organized, consider any directors and what experience and connections they bring to your board. Even if you don't have a board of directors, an advisory board or mentors can add considerable value to your company and help you fill gaps in knowledge, skills, and experience. Professional assistance each business needs to consider includes lawyers and accountants with special knowledge in your particular market segment. All businesses need to establish bank accounts. Beyond just opening a commercial checking account, take the time to find a bank that deals with businesses of your size and establish a relationship with the bank so you will be known by them before you need to talk to them about a line of credit or other business loans. Similarly, establish a relationship with an insurance agent that specializes in business insurance. If you have employees, you may be legally required to carry specific forms of insurance, and other corporate insurance is usually recommended to minimize your potential liability exposure. Consultants may provide another means for you to fill gaps in your knowledge and experience. At first they may seem expensive on an hourly basis, but they may save you much more time than it takes them to do the work, and your return on that investment may be considerable. Consultants bring a different perspective as well as specialized skills. Use them as needed, either for special needs or on a periodic basis to review and guide your progress. As I mentioned at the beginning, one of the major reasons for failure of startup businesses is not having sufficient capital to achieve objectives. It is obvious that how you finance your business is a critical question that needs to be addressed. This slide lists many of the issues and approaches to finance your business. The answer to how to finance your business depends on where you are starting and where you want to go with your business. If you have not yet started your business and you are currently employed, I generally recommend that you check your credit rating and establish a personal line of credit you can use to bridge the time between when you start your business and when you have sufficient revenue to begin taking money out of the business. Get legal advice on how to set up your business and get agreement between any potential owners before investing significant funds. What happens if one of the initial investors wants out, or if the founders don't get along or want to go in different directions? Like your sales forecast, use a spreadsheet to develop a 1 or 2 year profit and loss forecast. Be realistic when you establish your budget and consider what your cash flow will be as you build your business. There may be ways to minimize what you need to invest up front, but most businesses will operate in the red for a while before revenue catches up with costs, so plan for negative cash flow. As you put together your plan, you should be thinking about how you are going to measure your progress. As I was going through the material, I mentioned the terms specific and measurable several times. If you haven't thought about measurements yet, now is the time. When I was going through the planning frameworks, I talked about the balanced scorecard with its 4 perspectives and its usefulness for developing the metrics for monitoring and controlling your progress. Now you get to apply it.